this is Anita Greenland with Workflow Grow, bringing you this week's Express Desk Stretch. And it's the holiday season. The holidays are officially here, and one of my very favorite things to do is to watch the movie It's a Wonderful Life. I love the scene where George and Mary are dancing on the gym floor, the one that opens up with the pool underneath. They're just dancing without a care in the world, and they ultimately fall into the pool that's underneath the gym floor. They have no concern for looking good, and they actually win the dance contest. So I decided to theme this stretch session around the concept of giving up the concern for looking good, because when we do that, big things happen, great things happen. When we step out of our comfort zone, that's where the growth happens. So today's stretches are going to be a little bit different. And like George and Mary, our moves will feel a little bit more like dancing and swimming. It's going to be fun, I promise. So I invite you to do two things. Number one, give up the concern for looking good and have fun with it. And number two, invite some colleagues to join you, and it will make it even more fun. But before we start with the stretches, as we always do, we will start with a little grounding breathing exercise. And I am going to recommend that we do nasal breathing. I have avoided it for many years because I thought it looked silly. And I got to practice what I preach, right? So nasal breathing is simply using your thumb and your forefinger. And I'm going to use actually this one. Your thumb and your forefinger, put your thumb on your right nostril, inhale through your left nostril, and then switch, put your forefinger on your left nostril, exhale through your right nostril. Then inhale, and switch, exhale. Inhale, switch, exhale. One more time, inhale, switch, exhale. So we just did a few rounds of that, but I recommend doing that for a few minutes. There are many benefits to nasal breathing. One of the biggest ones is it helps you to manage stress. And so sometimes when we are having to give up the concern for looking good, that can be a little stressful. And there's other parts in our life where doing that kind of breathing work really quickly before a meeting or something can just help to ground you. So let's get started with our movement, all right? All right, we will begin, as we always do, with a couple of sun salutations just to get the blood flowing a little bit through the body. So start with your feet grounded about, together, or maybe even a little bit shoulder width apart. And take a big inhale, reach your hands up towards the ceiling, take your gaze up, and exhale, take a big swan dive down, exhale completely, halfway lift, draw your thoracic spine in, feel the opening in your hamstrings, forward fold, exhale, and back up to extended mountain. One more time, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, and extended mountain. All right, so our first move is going to be hip circles. So take your feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart, put your hands on your hips, and just simply circle your hips around to the right. Just warming up, opening up your hip joints a little bit. We'll do 8 hip circles to the right. This is number 4 right here, and then we'll go in the other direction. All right, 5, 6, and really try to make it as big of a circle as you can. And that's 8. Now go in the other direction. So you should just really help. This really helps with the mobility in your hips, because after sitting, all the obsessive sitting that we do all day, our hip joints get really stiff and really cranky. That's number 5, I think. 6, 7, and 8. All right, now we're going to do a figure 8. So you're going to make like the number 8 with your hips. All right. So this really should start opening up your hips. And if you need to bend your knees a little bit to get more mobility, by all means, do that. And let's do 2 more in each direction. And I'm really feeling not just my hips, but my lower back also get some more mobility and more opening. All right, okay. Next is what I call the slow-mo Charleston kick. So you're going to step forward on your left foot and kick your right foot, step back on your right foot, and then touch the floor on your, and bring your left hand down. So let's just do step, kick, step, touch, step, kick, step, touch. This helps open up your hamstrings, as well as a little bit of hip flexor and a little bit of quad strengthener. 2, step, kick, step, touch. 3 more, kick, step, touch, step, kick, step, touch. Last one, step, kick, step, touch. All right, come back to center and we'll do the other side. We'll step forward with your left foot and kick your right. So step, kick, step, touch, step, kick. And you don't have to come all the way down to the floor if you don't want to. If that's not accessible to you, you don't have to touch the floor. Just move in the direction of the floor. All right, this is number 4, touch. 4 more, step, kick, step, touch, step, kick, step, touch, step, kick, step, touch. 1 more, step, kick, step, touch. All right, now I know my blood is moving. I'm even feeling a little bit like I'm sweating now. And that's what happens when you dance. Okay, in giving a nod to George and Mary, now we have fallen in the pool. We danced our way into the pool, so now we're swimming. So freestyle, we're going to start with freestyle. So you're just doing a freestyle stroke. This is opening up your shoulders. So just a fun, different way. Give up the concern for looking good and do a little freestyle, little swimming, shoulder opener, chest opener. All right, now let's do backstroke. Backstroke. This is also opening up your shoulders, but in a different way. Also your thoracic spine, which is in between your shoulder blades. So some nice backstroking here. Fun fact, I used to be a big time swimmer. And then I was a stroke and turn judge when my kids were coming along. And I actually had to disqualify people. So there was an area where you did have to have a concern for looking good because you had to swim the stroke correctly. But that does not apply to us here at all. All right, that's it for backstroke. All right, now 2 more strokes, breaststroke. All right. If you want to add a little kick to it, you can. I'm demonstrating that. I'm just going to stick with the arms. And you really should feel all parts of your shoulder and your back, your upper back opening up. All right, and 1 more. And last but not least, the butterfly. So swing your arms forward, both arms together at the same time. Connecting to your breath. Don't forget to breathe. Try to breathe through your nasal passages, through your nose. And 1 more. Very good. All right, you should be nice and warmed up now. And so let's just close with a couple of sun salutations. Take an extended mountain, reach up. Forward fold, exhale. You should feel a little more opening in your hamstrings, halfway lift. Forward fold, as well as in your lower back. Come all the way back up to standing. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And extended mountain. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today for this week's Express Desk stretch. And I just encourage you to give up the concern for looking good, get out there, have fun, and it's going to be good for you. All right. We'll see you next time.